100,000 years ago, at least 6 human species inhabited the Earth. Back then, we were just an insignificant animal, minding its own business in a corner of Africa. Our impact on the world was no greater than that of fireflies, jellyfish, or gorillas. Biologically, you have no right to rule this planet. You are slower than a cheetah, weaker than a chimpanzee, and more fragile than almost any other predator. Yet today, there is only one human species left, us, and we control the wind, the water, and the atom. What happened? How did we accidentally conquer the world? The answer is terrifyingly simple. We learned to live in a fantasy. Based on the global phenomenon Sapiens by Yuval Noah Harari, this is the brief history of how an ape became a god. Imagine you are walking through the savannah of East Africa 70,000 years ago. You see a group of animals huddled under a tree. They are weak. They are slow. They have no sharp claws, no thick skin, and no powerful jaws. If a lion approaches, they must run or die. If you looked at them then, you would not bet a single dollar on their survival. You would bet on the lions, the elephants, or even the Neanderthals. These weak, insignificant animals are your ancestors. They are Homo sapiens. Today, that same weak animal dominates the entire planet. We split the atom, we fly to the moon, and we manipulate the genetic code of life itself. The lions and elephants are now in cages or reserves, allowed to exist only because we tolerate them. How did this happen? How did an ape that was in the middle of the food chain suddenly jump to the top? Most people think it is because we became smarter. We think our brains got bigger and we invented tools. But that is not the whole story. Neanderthals had brains just as big as ours, perhaps even bigger. They had tools and they had fire. Yet, we are here and they are gone. The answer lies in a strange mutation that occurred in our brains about 70,000 years ago. Historian Yuval Noah Harari calls it the cognitive revolution. It gave us a superpower that no other animal possesses. It wasn't the ability to build, or to fight, or to hunt. It was the ability to lie. To be more specific, it was the ability to talk about things that do not exist. Consider this. A monkey can look at a river and scream, "Danger, lion." This is useful. It describes an objective reality. But a monkey cannot say, "The lion is the spirit of our ancestors, and if you give him a banana, he will protect you." This requires imagination. This ability to create fiction is the secret behind our dominance. You see, you can only cooperate with about 150 people on a personal level. If you try to run a tribe of 500 people, chaos erupts. You cannot know everyone intimately. But sapiens found a way to cooperate in groups of millions. We did it by inventing myths. Look at the world around you right now. Almost everything you think is real is actually a fiction existing only in our collective imagination. Take a look at a $20 bill. What is it? It is a colored piece of paper. It has no intrinsic value. You cannot eat it. It is not useful as a tool. If you show it to a chimpanzee, he will throw it away. But if you give it to a stranger, he will give you a banana. Why? Because you both believe in a shared story. You believe in the story of the Federal Reserve. Money is the most successful story ever told. It is the only story that everyone believes, even those who hate each other. Osama bin Laden hated American culture, religion, and politics, but he was very fond of American dollars. This concept extends to everything. Corporations, human rights, nations, and laws, none of these exist in the physical world. You cannot point to a Peugeot or a Google in nature. You can point to their cars, or their servers, or their employees, but the company itself is a legal fiction. It is a story we wrote down in law books, and because we all agree to believe it, it acts as a powerful force in the world. This allowed sapiens to build empires. While a chimpanzee is trapped in physical reality, sapiens lives in a dual reality: the reality of rivers and trees, and the reality of gods, nations, and corporations. But there is a dark side to our progress. Harari argues that history is not a straight line of improvement. In fact, for the individual human, life often got worse. About 12,000 years ago, we began the agricultural revolution. We stopped hunting and gathering, and we started farming. We are taught in school that this was a great leap forward. We became civilized. We built cities. But Harari calls the agricultural revolution history's biggest fraud. Before farming, a hunter-gatherer worked perhaps 4 hours a day. His diet was varied and nutritious. He was strong, and he suffered less from infectious diseases. Then we began to cultivate wheat. Suddenly, humans were working from sunrise to sunset, breaking their backs, clearing fields, and digging irrigation canals. Our diet became worse, relying on a single crop. Our population exploded, but the quality of life for the average individual plummeted. We didn't domesticate wheat. Wheat domesticated us. Think about it. Wheat was a wild grass. Now it covers the earth. We move rocks for it. We bring water to it. We die for it. From the perspective of the plant, it was a massive success. From the perspective of the individual human, it was a trap. This trap continues today. We have built systems designed to support huge populations, not to make individuals happy. We traded the freedom of the savannah for the security of the city, and eventually, for the stress of the modern office. We are still running the software of a hunter-gatherer on the hardware of a modern civilization. This is why we binge on sugar and fat, because on the savannah, finding a fig tree was a rare treasure, and the logical thing to do was to eat as much as possible. Now, that instinct kills us. This is why we feel anxious and lonely in cities of millions of people, because our brains are wired for a tribe of 150. So where are we going? We are currently in the middle of a new revolution, one far more significant than agriculture. For 4 billion years, life on Earth was governed by natural selection. Evolution was slow, it was organic. Now, for the first time in history, we are breaking the laws of nature. We are entering the era of intelligent design, not by a god above the clouds, but by us. We are beginning to engineer life. We are merging with machines. We are rewriting genetics. Harari suggests that in the next few centuries, Homo sapiens will disappear, not because we will destroy ourselves, but because we will upgrade ourselves into something else entirely. We are becoming the gods we once invented. We are acquiring divine powers of creation and destruction and the promise of eternal youth. But the terrifying question remains: what do we want? We are more powerful than ever, but we seem no happier than our ancestors. We are gods with the anxiety of a savanna ape. We have mastered the world around us, but we have no mastery over the world inside us. We are like a reckless child who has found a loaded gun. The history of Sapiens is the history of an animal that convinced itself it was special. We built pyramids, empires, and economies on the foundation of shared myths. We conquered the planet. But as we stand on the brink of becoming something post-human, we must ask ourselves, are we satisfied? Or are we just a plague of thinking apes, consuming everything in our path, driven by biological algorithms we refuse to acknowledge? The next time you look at a skyscraper, or a banknote, or a law book, remember, it is not real. It is a magic spell cast by your ancestors. A spell that allowed us to rule the world. But spells can be broken, and the reality waiting underneath might be something we are not ready to face. The future belongs to those who can write the new stories. The question is, will you be the author or just a character in someone else's fiction? Subscribe to the Chapters and Capitals. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.